What is going on, everybody? It's the Fonz. I'm here for NXT Takeover Phoenix 2019 review. We just got done watching NXT Takeover Phoenix. A pretty good show. I wouldn't say it was the best takeover out there. Johnny Gargano versus Ricochet was probably match of the night, followed by the War Raiders versus Undisputed Era, Aleister Black versus Tommaso Ciampa, Cassius Ohno versus Matt Riddle, and then Bianca Belair versus Shayna Baszler. If you want to go from 1 to 5, that was the order in my opinion. I'm going to sound like a broken record again, and this is something that I said at NXT UK Takeover Blackpool. But again, tonight, I don't know what the hell is all up with NXT lately, but what is with all the finishers being kicked out of? Aleister Black versus Tommaso Ciampa ended with four fairy tale endings happened to be hit to take out Aleister Black. I don't give a shit what anybody says. There was nothing positive about that happening. And I'm pretty sure in a couple other matches we've had that too. It's just so stupid, and you could have a 5-star classic on your hands, and it gets ruined because the finishers get kicked out of over and over again, and I'm sick of seeing it. It happened at Blackpool in three of the 5 matches, and it happened here tonight, especially in the main event. One finisher should do it all. I'm sorry. I don't give a shit what anyone else says. Oh, it rose intrigue to the match. No, it does not. When you have somebody kicking out of a finisher 2 times, and especially after a hanging DDT, then the finisher, it's just like, are you fucking kidding me? It's enough. There's no reason for it. It does not build intrigue to the match. It brings the match down from a 5-star to a 4, 3, whatever. It's just enough. This show started off badass because we had the announcers were welcoming us to the program, and the lights go out. We start hearing horns go off in the arena, and a group of Viking soldiers appear on the stage, and we already know which match is opening this show. It is the War Raiders versus the Undisputed Era. Hanson and Rowe appear from out of the group, and they head to the ring. Kelly Braxton does the introductions. Out next comes the Undisputed Era, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong, followed by Bobby Fish, who does have the 2018 year-end awards for Best Tag Team of the Year. Kairi Sane won the Female Superstar of the Year. Tommaso Ciampa won the NXT Male Superstar of the Year. Takeover New Orleans was the Takeover of the Year. Andrade Cien Almas versus Johnny Gargano was Match of the Year. Overall Superstar of the Year, which I don't agree with, is Kairi Sane. It should have been Tommaso Ciampa, in my opinion. And I believe there was Breakout Star of the Year was Ricochet. Future Star of the Year, something like that. Future of NXT, I can't remember which one that was, but if you want to check them out, they're all probably on NXT's Twitter page, or find some dirt sheets. The champs, right as soon as the bell rings, they jump onto the War Raiders and beat them down. Hanson gets sent to the floor. Rowe comes back and levels both opponents. Hanson then flattens them on the outside with a double clothesline. Hanson with another big power move. Hanson goes at it with the Strong in the ring now. Hanson drops him and hits a big corner splash. Rowe tags in and keeps up the attack going on Strong. They double team Strong, and Rowe covers for a 2 count. O'Reilly comes in to help Strong to hit around. Hanson gets sent to Rowe, and they go down to the outside. The champs double team Hanson in the ring now. O'Reilly strikes to Hanson. Strong tags in for a double teaming. Hanson routes a suplex twice, going for one of his own. Strong slides out, and they double team Hanson again. Hanson routes a double whip, but they finally get him in the corner as a double team continues. O'Reilly grounds Hanson. Rowe finally gets the tag and uses his opponents on each other in a power move. Hanson is the only one in the ring now. He runs the ropes and leaps out into a big cannonball, but he lands hard as the champs move out of the way, leaving Rowe on his own. Rowe does hit a big drop kick, but Strong and Riley double team him some more. Strong with some backbreakers to Rowe. Strong keeps Rowe grounded. O'Reilly tags in and keeps Rowe down with elbows and knees. Fans do dueling chants. O'Reilly tries for the cross arm breaker, but Rowe resists that. O'Reilly tries for a triangle, but Rowe counters. Strong tags in and makes the save with a backbreaker for a 2 count. Hanson is still down on the outside. I'm just going to say it now. There's a lot of things with big man I wouldn't want to take. I would not want to take a backbreaker move from Roderick Strong. He is called the Messiah of the backbreaker for a reason, and his backbreakers just look so stiff. Hanson tries to come back after being provoked, but the referee holds him back, allowing Rowe to get double teamed in the corner. Rowe launches on O'Reilly over his head, knocking Strong off the apron to the floor. He actually took him and did a explosive suplex throwing him into Roderick Strong. And I'm like, is that a tag? I guess not, but that would have been funny. Rowe calls to Hanson, but O'Reilly pulls Hanson off the apron. Hanson goes after him, but Strong drops him through the ropes with a nasty baseball slide through the second ropes. Strong drops Rowe for another close 2 count. Rowe and O'Reilly trades big shots in the middle of the ring. They collide and both men go down. Hanson and Strong both tag in at the same time. Hanson unloads on Strong. Hanson with a big side slam on him and a crossbody. Hanson keeps the offense going on Strong and levels O'Reilly with a clothesline as he runs in. The fans pop for Hanson to do the war chant. This match, coming to the end of this match, O'Reilly and Strong double team Hanson. Strong slams Hanson for a close 2 count. Fans chant "Fight Forever," which I hate that chant so much. So goddamn much. Now Hanson scoots O'Reilly, but Strong leaps and hits him with a knee. The champs hit high-low on Hanson for another close 2 count. Another one of those things, this is the high-low, it's the finisher, he kicks out at 2. No. A high-low should be it for a match. If you don't want that to be the end of the match, have the other tag team come in, his partner come in and stop it. I am sick of these entire kicking out at 2 on finishes that would end anybody. Rowe tags in for a huge powerbomb, power slam combination, which I absolutely love that. When he has one member of a team up in the power slam, and then Hanson puts the other member up on him for the powerbomb, and you get the powerbomb, power slam combination. It's absolutely one of the best things you see. Rowe scoops a lion, and Hanson joins him for the fallout to get the pin and the tag team titles. Winners and new NXT Tag Team Champions are the Warriors. This was a great way to start the show. Absolutely. Everything that I say about any of these matches tonight will not do any of these matches justice. This was a great match and a great way to start out the show. A lot of people were expecting Matt Riddle and Cassius Ohno to start the show off, but I'm kind of glad that they went with this match. It's great. I would actually, since there are 4 titles now in NXT, I would like to have 2 of the title matches. Then we have a non-title match, because we only have 5 matches usually. And then we'd have the other 2 title matches, so you get that break. After that match, we had Cassius Ohno versus Matt Riddle. This one needs to beat the holy shit out of each other, and Matt Riddle is a fucking stud, and I would not want to take an elbow from Matt Riddle. The bell rings and these two go at it. Riddle sends Ohno to the floor to start. Riddle runs around and jumps off the ring steps, taking Ohno down with a forearm. Riddle brings it back in the ring, keeping up the attack. Riddle with a senton and knee strikes. Riddle powers up with Ohno, dropping him with a big slam as fans start going crazy. Crowd was great for this match this entire night, except for I think the Women's Championship match. I think that was the come down match for this entire night. Everyone just seemed to be spent with the next match after this one before the Women's Championship match. Riddle walks into a boot from Ohno. Riddle comes back and tries a sunset bomb off the apron to the floor, but Ohno hangs on, and Ohno gets Matt Riddle's head in the apron somehow, the ring skirt, and just stomps on him. And Riddle looked like he just died. He stomps on his face, and he just falls to the floor like he just died. Brutal stuff. Ohno whips Riddle over and is dropping it ready for a 2 count. Ohno keeps Riddle grounding now. Ohno drops Riddle with a big elbow, but Riddle kicks out. Ohno talks some trash and calls Riddle a bum while keeping him down. Riddle comes back with the strikes, but Ohno slams into the corner and unloads with forearms. Ohno with a back fist and a big boot to the face. Riddle falls out to the floor. Ohno follows him up and says, "Remember this? This looked familiar." Takes him and throws him straight into the ring post. And I was looking at this and I'm like, wow, they don't have the LED post and the LED boards, which I thought was great. I hate the LED boards, but I thought, oh yeah, that's right. Chase Field is where the Royal Rumble is going to be, so that's where those are at. Ohno also sends Riddle into the steel ring steps. Ohno returns to the ring as the referee counts. Riddle makes it back in, but Ohno rocks him on the apron. Riddle eats it and gets upset. Ohno with a big boot. Riddle eats that and getting more hyped up. Riddle comes back in the ring and ends up applying a sleeper hold to Ohno. Ohno, like Riddle, when he starts getting pumped up, looked like he just wanted to murder Cassius Ohno. He had this look on his face, like, man, motherfucker, I'm gonna kill you if you keep hitting me with this. Riddle breaks it and goes to the German suplex, but almost stops on Riddle's bare foot. Ouch. Definitely. It's going to be sad for Matt Riddle because just like Rusev on the main roster eventually had to put boots on, by the time he gets to the main roster, Matt Riddle is going to have to wear boots, and that's just going to kill like part of him. Riddle catches a knee and goes for the German again, nailing it, this time holding the bridge for a 2 count. Riddle makes a comeback with several kicks, and now the fans pop for him. Ono grabs Riddle's foot and bites it, which I'm like, oh, this is disgusting. And like he grabs him and just takes his foot and just bites it. I'm like, I'm glad I didn't eat anything at that time because I probably would have threw it up. Ono with a big knee to the face. Ono nails a Liger Ball for a close 2 count. Ono goes to the top rope, hits a moonsault, but Riddle kicks out. As Nigel McGuinness on commentary did note that Cassius Ono, even though he hit the moonsault, majority of his body weight did miss Matt Riddle. It was like the upper part of his chest was what hit Matt Riddle. Everything else missed, so that's why it didn't affect Matt Riddle as much as you think it would. More back and forth now. Ono drops Riddle with a big boot. Ono with a senton. Riddle blocks the second senton and applies a sleeper hold on the mat. Riddle finally has to break it. Ono begs and pleads for his knees. Now as Riddle stares at him, he has the fist out, wanting to do a fist bump, and Riddle just gets this big, nasty look on his face. He's seething red. He looks like he's seeing red. He unloads some elbows. Knee to the face, Riddle with a big sleeper suplex, Riddle with an elbow strikes, Riddle unloads with the elbows and starts, it's like these elbows, I'm sorry, but the fact that he made this guy tap out to just elbows just tells you that you would not want to be fucking with Matt Riddle. He gets those elbows into the side of your face and you're going to be crying for mercy, and that is what happened. Referee finally does see the tap out as he calls for the ball, and when Riddle just continues the elbow assaults. Cassius Ono taps out to the elbows to the face, and Matt Riddle is your winner. He is 3-0 against Matt Riddle, against Cassius Ono. An interesting stat, and they were throwing interesting stats out there all night. The fact that Cassius Ono was 0-4 going into this takeover matches. I know the match against Matt Riddle last time, Velveteen Dream. I believe Hideo Itami was in that run too, and I don't know who the other ones were. But Matt Riddle wins this match. Then we had match of the night, and I don't know how to justify even talking about this match. Johnny Gargano versus Ricochet for the North American Championship. This match, what did it top Andrade Cien Almas, which was match of the year for NXT last year, was voted on. I think the fans voted on that. As voted on by the fans, Andrade Cien Almas versus Gargano. What did this match live up to that one and outperform it? I'm going to say no. It came close, but I still think if I had to pick between Almas and Gargano and Ricochet and Gargano, I would go with Almas versus Gargano. Every time. Fans do some loud dueling chants as the bells ring. They lock up and go at it. They trade holds and counters. Gargano with a quick 2 count and another after some more tangling. Ricochet avoids a super kick and goes against the ropes. Gargano lets him up. More dueling chants as they lock up again. Gargano takes Ricochet down with a headlock in the middle of the ring. More back and forth as they get back to their feet. They keep one-upping each other as fans pop. Ricochet ends up hitting a dropkick to send Gargano to the floor. Ricochet runs the ropes but puts the brakes on and stops at the apron. He then nails a big running Asai moonsault to the floor, and I have never seen anybody do this before. He does a step-up Asai moonsault from the second rung of the turnbuckles to the outside off the apron. Like, it was just quick. If you blinked, you would have missed it. It was just a thing of beauty. I've never seen it before, and it was just something that, boom, it came out of nowhere. Ricochet brings it back in, but runs into an elbow in the corner. Gargano goes up top, but it backfires. Ricochet climbs up, but Gargano sends him back down. Ricochet rocks Gargano and climbs back up. Gargano counter slides underneath and drops Ricochet face first into the top turnbuckle. Gargano with some more offensive and another pin attempt in the middle of the ring. Gargano works on the arm and the neck now, tying Ricochet up in the middle of the ring. Ricochet fights up with the elbows. Ricochet swoops Gargano and goes for a standing moonsault, but Gargano gets the knees up. Gargano slams Ricochet's head into his knees for the 2 count. This match was just great, and I wish I could I'm going to continue going on, but it's just like, there is no justice that me or any other content creator on this platform or any platform can justify by talking about this match. You have to see this match. Gargano with more holds on the mat now. Ricochet kicks out at 2. Gargano drops Ricochet with a big chop to the throat. Gargano with a kick to the jaw while Ricochet is down. Ricochet blocks a sunset flip attempt. Gargano slides out of a suplex attempt. Gargano flies in from the apron with a slingshot spear, but Ricochet sends him face first into the mat. Ricochet with a standing moonsault, landing on Gargano's back, hurting them both. They get up and trade shots in the middle of the ring now. Ricochet drops Gargano with a lariat, a nasty lariat. Ricochet with a flying head scissors. Gargano with more strikes in the corner. Ricochet keeps control and hits a big springboard European uppercut for a big pop. Ricochet with a Northern Light suplex and a brainbuster for a close, very close 2 count. Ricochet goes for a suplex, but Gargano blocks it. Ricochet with a back elbow to break free of a hold. Gargano sends Ricochet to the apron, but he springboards in, running through. Ricochet goes up and jumps up for a scissors, but Gargano turns that into a sit-out powerbomb for a 2 count. Lovely moves. Gargano catches Ricochet in a submission. Ricochet, it was, I believe, it was the crossface. He got him in the crossface, and then Ricochet tries to fight out as Gargano tries for the Gargano escape. Gets out of that, more back and forth on the mat. Gargano kicks Ricochet from the apron. Gargano springboards in for the DDT, but Ricochet catches him. Ricochet dumps Gargano over the top rope. Gargano hits his ribs on the apron. On the way down, Ricochet runs the ropes and leaps out with a big dive, taking Gargano back down. Ricochet brings it back in the ring, fan shape Mamma Mia. Because I believe this is the time where Ricochet went to go for a dive out the ring, I believe that was where we're at, and Gargano moved to where the turnbuckle is, and Ricochet's like, you know what, I got this, and he does a dive over the ring, over the top of the turnbuckle into what is that called? A Fosbury flop or something. It was a thing of beauty. I was like, oh my god. Fans chant, this is awesome. Now Ricochet goes to the top, but Gargano cuts him off. Gargano climbs up, but Ricochet positions him on his shoulders. Gargano gets out and goes for a Frankensteiner, but Ricochet holds him. This just shows you how good Ricochet is. Ricochet gets out, Gargano gets out and goes for the Frankenstein, but Ricochet holds him. This leads to Gargano sending Ricochet to the mat with a big Hurricane Runner, but Ricochet lands on his feet. And the crowd, I think they blew the roof off of the talking stick resort with this entire move sequence. Goes for the Frankensteiner, nothing. Looks like a powerbomb, but he gets flipped, and Ricochet does at least a 360 and lands on his feet. Beautiful stuff. The crowd, Gargano comes back with an Enziguri. Gargano runs into a European uppercut. Ricochet misses a big kick. More back and forth strikes between the two. Ricochet with a backflip kick for a pop. Gargano ends up catching Ricochet and a Gargano escape in the middle of the ring. The crowd goes crazy again. Ricochet powers up and launches Gargano into the turnbuckle. Fans chant NXT. Ricochet goes up top, but Gargano rolls out of the way. Gargano stands on the apron in the opposite corner, and Ricochet advances, but Gargano goes to the floor as fans boo. Okay, this is where it was at. This is where the ring post actually happened. Ricochet runs the ropes in the corner and leaps over the ring post, flipping out onto Gargano on the floor. Ricochet brings it back in and hits the springboard 450, but Gargano still kicks out at 2. Ricochet goes back to the top for a shooting star press, but Gargano gets his knees up for a close 2 count. Gargano knocks Ricochet out of the ring with a huge super kick. Gargano runs the ropes for a dive, but Ricochet catches him. Gargano counters the move and does a Spike Rana. He had him up. He caught him up and looked like he was going to do something. He flipped him up up on top of him, and then next thing you know, we get a Spike Rana. Then Gargano brings it back in. Gargano with a slingshot DDT for a close 2 count, and fans and Gargano can't believe it. Another finisher that get kicked out, and it's just like it just keeps happening. Once a show, I guess, is fine, but when you have big matches like this, and every single big match has this, it's just so ridiculous. Fans chant NXT again. Gargano rolls to the floor, and he's frustrated. talking to himself, talking to the inner Tommaso Ciampa that's in him. He peels the ring mat away and exposes the concrete. The referee warns Gargano. Gargano goes for the draping DDT from the apron to the concrete. As the referee warns him, Gargano decides not to do the move. Gargano comes back inside and Ricochet rolls him up for a close 2 count. Ricochet blocks a super kick, which he looked at Gargano. He's like, "Are you serious? Are you serious?" Ricochet goes for the Phoenix Splash, but he lands on his feet as Gargano moves. Gargano with a big super kick. Ricochet counters and throws Gargano to the mat. Ricochet borrows a move and applauds Gargano escape on Johnny Gargano, and the crowd was going wild. I'll tell you what, though, I hope WWE does what they do with Mauro Ranallo. It seems like every single takeover recently, and put out his best hits from this show, because I would love to see his reaction to a lot of stuff happening in this match. Gargano drops Ricochet with a... Gargano manages the free and McGrew fans chant "Fight Forever." Now Gargano drops Ricochet with a shot in the ring post on the apron. Gargano grabs Ricochet on the apron, looks down on the exposed concrete floor, brings Ricochet to the floor, and drives him onto the concrete with a brainbuster suplex. The referee checks on both men as we go to a replay. Gargano brings him back into the ring, but he's moving slowly. He wastes some time saying, "I'm going to win, I'm winning, I'm winning." But he springboards in with the big DDT. Gargano covers for the 1, 2, 3, and your new North American champion is Johnny Gargano. What a match. Again, could it be what happened last year with Johnny Gargano and Johnny Cien Almas? No. Was it another classic? Yes. But this was, and this is the one thing that people got to stop doing, is trying to compare what Johnny did last year with Almas to anything he does after, because then you're just not going to be able to, that's not being fair to those matches. So Gargano and Ricochet had a great match. It was just not on par, in my opinion, to Almas and Gargano. From that, I think it was a good match, but it wasn't the best match on the show. It was probably the worst match on the show, and that's not saying anything bad about a match on TakeOver. It just was very underwhelming, in my opinion. Bianca Belair versus Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship. These two do go back and forth to start the match. They take turns talking trash and taking each other down. Belair mounts a good offense first, sending Baszler out of the ring. Belair follows, but Baszler uses Belair's long hair to pull him into the ring post. And pretty much from here until like the very end of this match, like the halfway point in this match, Belair was being owned by Shayna Baszler for this entire majority of this match. It was ridiculous. The referee counts to 9, but Belair was able to get back in, selling the shoulder injury from the ring post spot. Baszler mounts Belair and unloads the strikes. Baszler gets a 2 count. Baszler works on the hand and fingers, keeping Belair down. Baszler stands on the hand and stomps on it. Belair screams in pain and retreats to the corner as the referee checks on her. Baszler beats Belair down again. Belair tries to fight back, but Baszler clubs her to the mat. Baszler keeps Belair grounded, working on the arm. Baszler takes her time with more offense for another 2 count. Belair breaks free for a hold on the corner, but Baszler unloads with strikes, sending her back to the knees. Baszler levels Belair for her knees and covers for another pin attempt. Baszler smirks and seems to be enjoying herself. Baszler kicks Belair around, talking trash, mocking her, calling her overrated. Belair responds with a smack to the face, which rocks Baszler. Belair tries to mount some offense now, still selling the shoulder. Belair keeps control and knocks Baszler out of the air for a close 2 count. More back and forth now. They get back up and trade strikes in the middle of the ring. Belair swings but doesn't come close to connecting as Baszler toys with his thumb. Belair connects with a hair whip to the gut, sending Baszler down. Belair with more offense until Baszler sends her into the referee, sending the referee down. Now, when she hit Baszler with the hair whip, when they did a close-up, you could actually see on Baszler's right side, you could actually see where the hair whip actually cut Baszler, or Baszler a little bit. So, and they showed the replay, and you could just hear the crack of that whip, and my word, that's gotta be painful. Baszler uses the hair against Belair again. Belair comes back and drops Baszler with the KOD. Belair covers and could easily have gotten a 3 count, but the referee was down still. Belair is in a panic. She's never been in this situation before, not this high-profile match. She's going back and forth, not knowing what to do. Do I get the ref? Do I stay on Baszler? Do I get the ref? Do I stay on Baszler? All of a sudden, Marina Shafir comes down, and so does Jessamine Duke, and they both get taken out by Bianca Belair. Baszler comes back and rolls Belair into the Kira through the clutch as the referee starts to wake up. Belair, actually, this was pretty awesome right here. Belair powers up with Baszler on her back. The Kira through the clutch still applied. Belair breaks the hold and turns it into a big suplex, tossing Baszler across the ring. Belair goes to the top and has to stop to kick Duke back to the floor. Belair goes for the 450 splash from the top, but she comes up short, barely hitting the front of Baszler. Baszler immediately rolls her into the Kara through the clutch. Belair starts to fade as Baszler keeps the submission applied. Belair suddenly powers up her feet with Baszler on her back. Fans starting to chant EST as Belair stays up, knees bent. Baszler on her back still. Belair goes down and Baszler keeps the clutch tight. The referee calls for the bell as Belair goes out, but she did not tap. Shayna Baszler is still your NXT Women's Champion. I was like, okay, yeah, Shayna Baszler is great, and Bianca Belair has been proving herself week in and week out when she's on NXT. Maybe they would do a title change and we would see Shayna Baszler moving up. But after seeing this match, you can quite clearly see that Bianca Belair, as a whole, is not ready to hold the NXT Women's Championship. By the end of this year, that could be a different story, but where Bianca Belair is now is not ready to hold the NXT Women's Championship, and quite honestly, only one or two people I can actually see being challengers for Shayna Baszler for after this is Io Shirai or Kairi Sane. Other than that, I don't know who else we could see unless we do what I think should happen. Johnny Gargano winning the NXT Championship, which you got to figure out how to get rid of the North American Championship off of him, and Candice LeRae beating Shayna Baszler to win the Women's Championship, and at the end of the night at TakeOver New York or Brooklyn 5, the husband and wife duo are your NXT champions going home. In the main event of the night, Ciampa versus Aleister Black for the NXT Championship. Here we go. This was, if I had to pick between Johnny Gargano and Ricochet or Aleister Black and Tommaso Ciampa, it would be a toss-up, but I still think Johnny Gargano and Ricochet would take the crown for best match of the night. This one was definitely number 2. The tag team title was number 3. Well, actually, in my opinion, this was number 3. The tag team title match would have been number 2. Cassius Ohno and Matt Riddle in the Women's Championship match could be placed at 4 and the other one placed at 5. I'm not saying any of these matches were bad. They were all good matches. It's just, if you go from top to bottom, the bottom would be the Women's Championship, Cassius Ohno and Matt Riddle. And then the NXT Championship match, the Tag Team Championship match, and then Ricochet versus Johnny Gargano. The bell rings and they lock up aggressively, tumbling out of the ring, holding on to that lockup. I haven't seen that, I don't think, in a while, where they're just locked up and they're just going back and forth, not trying. And a stalemate, they eventually tumbled out, still holding on. They run right back in and face off. Ciampa responds with a slap to the face. I'm pretty sure it was a slap. Black takes Ciampa down first, but breaks off and backs off. Ciampa looks to mount some offense now, but they end up back up on the mat, going back and forth. Black gets the upper hand and keeps Ciampa grounded. Ciampa tries for a pin to break free, but Black keeps him down in the middle of the ring. Ciampa gets up and takes Black to the corner using the 5 count from the referee. They break and do some more of that. Black rocks Ciampa out of the corner this time. Black avoids a backdrop and nails a few kicks. Ciampa goes outside and Black runs the ropes, but puts the brakes on. Ciampa comes back in, and they end up sitting down in the middle of the ring facing each other for a pop. Ciampa with a bit of a cheap shot to turn it around. Black tosses Ciampa out to the floor, but Ciampa runs right back to the apron. Ciampa gets sent to the floor, and Black runs the ropes, leaping out to take him down. They come back in, and Black drops Ciampa with some strikes. Black goes on and nails a knee to the face. Black with a crossbody off the top rope for a 2 count. Ciampa goes on the floor for a breather, but Black follows. Black drops Ciampa on the floor with a kick. Now, before we continue on, they did something tonight for NXT that I don't think they usually do, and that was that they had the Spanish announce table right beside the American announce table. So I'm thinking, okay, who's going to go to the table tonight? Because one of the biggest jokes in WWE is that when the Spanish announce table is there, it usually someone gets put through it. Nobody got put through it tonight, but Ciampa did use it as a place to taunt Aleister Black during this match. Black avoids running into the steel ring steps, but Ciampa ends up driving him into the knee first, and his knee is compromised. That knee, Black's knee, would be telling for the end of this match. And one of the few times in WWE that you would see the knee or like an injured body part actually come during the beginning of like the start of a match and actually factor into the end, it seems like nowadays. Ciampa suplexes Black into the steps now, forcing his knee to crash into the steel steps again, and Ciampa is happy while he does. Ciampa is smiling and happy as hell. Ciampa brings him back into the ring and works on the left knee. Black tries to turn it around, but Ciampa keeps control. Ciampa works Black over and taunts him while keeping his submission applied on the mat. Ciampa takes it to the corner, but Black elbows him. Ciampa keeps fighting and he takes the knee out again. Black goes down and clutches the knee as Ciampa smiles above. Ciampa drives the knee into the knee, and that's weird, into the corner and uses the ring ropes on it. Fans boo as Ciampa delivers another running knee to Black's knee. Oh my goodness. He actually had Aleister Black's leg fixed up in the middle and bottom ropes. So interesting. I've never seen him do this before. But he had it situated and then all he had to do was just pull on him to the 5 count, and then he ran over and hit him ran his knee into it. Ciampa wraps Black's knee around the ring post several times as the referee counts to 5. Ciampa continues to drive Black's knee into the ring post, bringing Black back out of the ring and slams him into the top of the Spanish announce table. I think it was supposed to break, but it didn't. Ciampa grabs a bottle of water and takes a sip, walking over to Ciampa with it. Black nails a big kick out of nowhere, sending the water in Ciampa's mouth flying. Ciampa rolls back into the ring as the referee counts. Black stumbles over and makes it back in. Ciampa drop kicks the legs out of Black, out, and Black goes back down. Ciampa keeps control and puts a boot to Black's face as the referee starts to count. Ciampa with a really bad STO and more offense to hurt the knee. Ciampa turns Black upside down in the corner with a tree of woe. Ciampa beats on Black, taking more shots to the knee. Ciampa drives elbows into the knee now. Black fights back with kicks, freeing himself with a tree of woe. Black limps up. Ciampa rocks him with a top turnbuckle. From the top turnbuckle, Black comes back in with a huge running boot, sending Ciampa from the top turnbuckle out to the floor. Black is also down on the outside. Referee counts, but they beat the 10 count. And then they trade some strikes in the middle of the ring. Ciampa takes Black down and goes for the knee, but Black fights him off. Black catches Ciampa with a big shot. Black with more offense in a row now. Black levels Ciampa with a kick for a very close 2 count. Ciampa with a small package for a 2 himself. More back and forth. Ciampa misses the fairy tale ending and Black misses a Black mass. Ciampa misses the fairy tale ending again. Ciampa blocks Black mass again and drops Black with an elbow. Black goes up and covers for a 2 count. Black with 2 roundhouse kicks and a German suplex for a close 2 count. Black looks to go for the Black mass again, but the knee is giving him trouble. Ciampa with a dragon screw leg whip. Ciampa with a single leg crab now in the middle of the ring. Black ends up breaking the hold. Ciampa comes back with strikes, but Black drops him. Black with a crab of his own, but he could not keep the single leg crab on, because when you put a crab on, you have to bend your knees, and the knee gave way, so he had to break it. Black sends Ciampa out to the floor, and Black runs into the corner and leaps to the apron, going for the top rope, but Ciampa runs up and cuts him off. Ciampa drops Black onto the apron with a Tower of London. A Tower of London on the apron. What a way to go. Black still kicks out at 2. Ciampa charges and levels Black again for another close pin attempt. Fans do some more dueling chants. Ciampa mocks Black with the setup for the Black mass, smiling at him. Black jumps up out of nowhere with a big jumping knee, which he does that, and it's out of nowhere, and it's always one of those whoa, he hit him with the jumping knee, where'd that come from? Black can't follow up as Ciampa puts him back down. Ciampa delivers strikes as Black tries to get up from his knee. Black is up now as they trade shots in the middle of the ring as fans go along with them. They unload on each other for now, more back and forth in the pin attempt between the two. Black takes Ciampa down with kicks, but Ciampa jumps up with a lariat. Beautiful looking lariat. Ciampa mocks Black again, but Black sweeps him. Black exposes his knee and delivers a double stomp to the chest. Black lifts Ciampa up, but the leg gives way as he's trying to go for the Black Mass. Black tries again and gets Ciampa up this time, dropping for a 2 count. More back and forth between the two. Ciampa ends up on the floor, but Black nails a huge moonsault from the ring. Black looks to slip on the water on the outside, but they come back in, and Ciampa nails the fairy tale ending for a 2 count. This is the first one. First fairy tale ending. Kicked out at 2. I'm like, come on, here we go again. Ciampa goes out and exposes the concrete floor just like Gargano did earlier. Ciampa smiles, the referee yells at him, but Ciampa bullies him back. Black takes advantage and leaps out, taking Ciampa down. Black brings him back into the ring. Ciampa gets up and Black nails a huge Black Mass. Looks like it's going to be what Black Mass is going to do. We're going to get a new champion. But Black crawls over for the pin, and Ciampa was able to roll onto his stomach to avoid the pin. Black picks Ciampa up and holds him up as the crowd cheers. Black goes for another Black Mass, but Ciampa puts the referee in the way. This leads to confusion, and this part pissed me off. This should have been the end of the match. If you're going to do this how it goes, this is it. Pulls the ref in the way. This leads to confusion and an Impact DDT, followed by a fairy tale ending for a 2 count. What in the fuck? That is bullshit. You're going to have him do a draping DDT, Randy Orton-esque DDT off the middle rope. Then he's going to hit the fairy tale ending, and you're still going to have Aleister Black kick out. No, that is bullshit. That is the end of the match right there. This shit pisses me off, and it takes any fucking match. A 5-star, you can have a 5-star classic where you pull bullshit like this and have the challenger of a championship kick out after a sequence like that. You just took a point or 2 off of a match. Fucking bullshit. Fans chant NXT now. Ciampa goes for another fairy tale ending, and he hits it in the middle of the ring. Ciampa says, you know what? Last time he kicked out, I'm going to go for it again. Picks Black right back up, but Black nails him, goes out for the Black Mass again. Knees goes out as he goes for another Black Mass. Ciampa takes advantage, drops Black with another fairy tale ending. 4! It took 4 to beat Aleister Black for the 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry. You can agree, you can disagree. I don't give a shit. If you have that sequence where you had a draping DDT followed by a fairy tale ending, which in anybody else's world knows is the Angel Wings, that's the end of the fucking match. Everything after that does not fucking matter. That is total bullshit, and I'm getting sick and fucking tired of it. NXT is not gonna, this is 2019. I'm not gonna stand for this shit no more. They did it at NXT UK Takeover Blackpool. We had so many fucking finishes kicked out of. 1 fairy tale ending, that is it. 1 Black Mass, that is it. Now, the fact that he hit the Black Mass, but Ciampa was able to roll onto his stomach because he wasn't able to get to him immediately, that is fine. But having Aleister Black have to be hit by 4 fairy tale endings is absolute fucking bullshit. After the match, though, both superstars are still down. He gets his title. Ciampa's clutching the title as he gets to his feet, smiling and laughing about how he's the one. Ciampa raises the title and celebrates, exiting the ring as we go to another replay of the finish. Ciampa poses on the stage, raising his title as we have the credits, the credits card or the title card at the end show up. And with this being NXT Takeover and Tommaso Ciampa being on the stage, we know that's not the end of the show. All of a sudden, Johnny Gargano walks out holding the North American Championship. They look at each other. Johnny Gargano raises his championship. Tommaso Ciampa raises his championship, and both men, DIY, are your singles champions in NXT. Holy shit! And the crowd probably went wild. But that was NXT Takeover Phoenix, and it was a good show. It was a good show. Definitely better than of course, anything was probably going to be War Games outside the War Games match. This was a good show. Did Ricochet and Johnny Gargano live up to what we saw last year with Andrade Cien Almas and Johnny Gargano? No, you can't compare the 2 matches because the 2 guys that Johnny Gargano faced in both those matches had different styles. They wrestled differently. So trying to compare Ricochet to Andrade Cien Almas and Andrade Cien Almas to Ricochet is not fair to either man. So it was a classic. It was another. We don't need to call him Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Badass, Johnny Takeover. He is Johnny Classic, because this guy put on another classic. It probably won't be a 5-star match. It could be close, maybe a 4.75. War Raiders. What can you say about them? What can you say about them? They were just beasts tonight. Undisputed Era and War Raiders put on a hell of a match. Bianca Belair, Shayna Baszler, it kind of killed. But it kind of brought everybody down before we got to the main event. But it definitely showed that Bianca Belair is not ready to be the woman in NXT. She might be by the time we get to Toronto or wherever War Games is going to be at this year, but she's just not ready at this time. Matt Riddle, I'm just going to say right now, Matt Riddle is the future, and Matt Riddle is a fucking stud. What's it going to be like when they force him to start wearing boots in WWE, because you know that's going to happen? Look what happened with Rusev. One broken ankle later, and he was wearing boots. But for now, this guy has the intensity. He has what Cena called it, the ruthless aggression to do what it takes to be a future star in WWE. We'll see what happens with all that. Now, as we know, this coming Wednesday is going to be the Aftermath show. We're going to have 2 tag team matches, Forgotten Son versus Street Profits, Io Shirai and Kairi Sane versus the two of the four horsewomen in Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir. After that, the tapings that happen after that is where everything starts building to the takeover that's going to matter the most this year. The takeover that until recently was going up against a G1 Supercard in Madison Square Garden. I expect, even though it's going to be on Friday now, this show to be the best damn show for NXT we have ever seen. I expect to see the best. Do you think this show is stacked? Wait till we get to NXT Takeover WrestleMania weekend. That is going to be a stacked show. Expect to see the best damn matches, the best everything. That show is going to be the show you're going to talk about Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all the way up until. And expect to see, because NXT in January this year was very lackluster, like completely. Like 3 episodes that were taped as the last set of tapings were very, very lackluster. There was almost nothing important coming out of this set of tapings because Phoenix was already taken care of in December. So expect the February tapings, the February, March in tapings to be some of the best TV you've seen for NXT in a long, long while. It's going to be great, and I cannot wait to see what we get not this week, but next week and following that, and so we can see where they're going leading up to TakeOver Brooklyn 5 or New York or whatever the hell they're calling it. That is my NXT Takeover Phoenix review for tonight, January 26, 2019. I'm still stuck on 18 for some reason. Make sure to find me on Twitter at TheFronts. Find me on twitch.tv/TheFront08. Hit that subscribe button. Comment down below, like or dislike this video. Let me know what you thought of this show. I'm just going to say it again, and I'm probably going to have to say it at TakeOver in New York. Cut out the finisher kick-outs as much as they have, because that ruins a great match. It just takes out it, and I'm going to say it again. You have a finisher kicked out, especially that sequence of the draping DDT into a falling fairy tale ending. That should have been the end of the match. The fact that that wasn't the end of the match just kills the fairy tale ending. Why can't somebody else break out of it? If you're going to have him hit a draping DDT, then hit that fairy tale ending. It needs to stop. It just takes the intrigue of the match and just diminishes it. It doesn't build intrigue, it kills it. But my rant's over. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Royal Rumble. Who is going to WrestleMania? Who is going to punch their ticket for a championship opportunity? And will Finn Balor be able to overcome the Beast? And can Daniel Bryan or AJ Styles come out as WWE Champion? We'll find out tomorrow, and I will be here for that as well. Till then, my name is The Franz, and I will see you guys later.